All right, good day, good day. We will now begin the transmission we have titled Breaking News. And this will be about giving you some sense, some description of some of the different versions of UFOs. And we will begin with the ones that are more physical. The idea of the ships that have been being used by the Greys and the ships that are being used by Pleiadians. These are, though advanced, manufactured vehicles. Their techniques may be very advanced compared to what you are used to using to create vehicles, but they are nonetheless manufactured vehicles and serve their purpose at this point for those particular civilizations. After the physical level, there is the idea of more advanced manufacturing, and this covers what you are recently referring to as the Tic Tac shaped UFOs that have been spotted on some of your Air Force cameras and rising up out of the oceans from their underwater bases under the ocean floor. The Tic Tacs are mostly inhabited by the hybrids that will eventually come to live among you. The reason for the shape is because not only do the so-called Tic Tac UFOs travel in space and through the air, but they are also submarines because of the underwater bases under the ocean floor. They are very advanced in terms of their manufacturing techniques, but this is what you will get used to seeing the closer you get to the idea of the initial contact of the hybrids who will live among you. In terms of the hybrid children and the Yael, they are using these craft for a variety of purposes, but that is who they represent. Then you have the quasi-physical crystalline crafts such as our own, the triangles, which are grown on a force field, a type of crystalline substance that is nanotechnological and can take many forms depending upon what is required inside the craft. And these belong to our civilization, the Sasani, and are used by a few other hybrid civilizations and a few other civilizations not hybrid. But these are more quasi-physical. They are conscious in and of themselves, what you call artificially intelligent, even though intelligence is not artificial. But they are connections and representations to and of our higher minds. Thus, those that occupy them are linked to the craft, mentally, telepathically, speaking to their own higher mind, thinking their thoughts, and the craft will follow those thoughts in its courses of navigation and relocation from star system to star system almost instantaneously. Then you have those craft that are etheric in nature, which is more of an idea of a electromagnetic realm between physical and non-physical reality, where beings might choose to form a kind of a craft, very simple, but made out of electromagnetic energy, not really physical as you understand it, which allow them to travel interdimensionally very easily. So certain beings that inhabit the interdimensional byways between physical and non-physical reality may often represent themselves with these electromagnetic energy crafts that you will see doing many different kinds of things, exhibiting qualities that you may not quite understand or might wonder how it is possible for a physical craft to do what they're doing. Like they might seem to change size, they might split into multiple crafts, so on and so forth. These are not physiological crafts as you know it, but electromagnetic in nature, almost more like a spirit version of a UFO, or as you are now beginning to call us, UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomena. Nevertheless, they're mostly from the realm of the lower astral and spirit realms that are close in vibration to physical reality, but are not in and of themselves physical. And then finally you have what we might refer to as light craft, which are truly, purely energy, made of light, and you see them now and then, and again, they can come and go, appear and disappear very quickly, can take many forms, many shapes, but are made of light, are not physical in any way, shape, or form, and are more representative of higher levels of consciousness that may wish to observe or enter your dimension of reality temporarily, to take stock, to observe, to notice, to send energy, vibrations. So the idea of these types are what you most commonly will see. And again, as we said, both the triangles and the Tic Tacs, as you call them, the submarines, will appear more frequently now, over and over in different locations on your planet, until you get used to us. And the Tic Tacs will be the one that carry the hybrid children and the hybrid beings who have underground, underwater bases under the ocean floor. So they are here preparing to live among you and will eventually become much more common in your skies as things unfold, as things progress toward the idea of open contact. So these are the types of UFOs you will be dealing with, and the types of beings within them that you need to know about for the moment. For these will be the types that you will encounter more often than others for now. Eventually there will be other UFOs from other civilizations, but we will address those ideas at another time. So we thank you for allowing us to share this information about these different types of craft who are visiting you, who are interacting with you, and how they will become much more frequent, much more common in the near future. In return for the gift you have given us in allowing us to share this information with you, I ask at this time, in what way may we now be of service to you?
Hey Bashar, this is Michael from Israel, and I'm, as usual, happy to talk to you. So my question has to do with belief systems. There are collective beliefs and personal beliefs that people hold on to and believe are true and manifest those beliefs, those stories into their personal experience and in their personal lives, and they absolutely believe them to be true and real, and it's their story, it's their identity. So my question is, what's the difference between someone who's manifesting their limiting beliefs in their life versus someone who is delusional, or someone who the collective would consider to be crazy, even though that crazy person is actually seeing those things in a very real way? That's their reality. So what's the difference between someone who is delusional and someone who is just manifesting their beliefs, not knowing that it's not the actual truth, it's just their personal beliefs that they believe are true, and therefore it's manifest in their life? Thank you and much love.
There are those individuals, though they may be rare, who simply have chosen a theme that isn't necessarily part of the collective, though they may need to be in the collective in order to experience it. So they're experiencing a kind of paradox, a kind of polarity theme that they're playing out among a collective, but not agreeing with the collective, and so they are thought to be crazy. Now, a more advanced civilization would understand what they're doing. It's similar in a way to one of the Native American, as you call them, American Indian indigenous civilizations concept of what is called a heyoka, a trickster. The idea of someone who perceives reality very differently than the collective, and yet there are lessons to be learned from that if the collective is wise enough to see them, is open enough and willing to see them. So even what you may call a crazy person has a reason for being in a collective that may usually disagree with them, But when the collective starts to understand the function that they perform, they will learn the lesson that they are there to teach in most cases.
Hello, Bashar. Lovely to meet you.
Good day, good day.
Wonderful. First, I would like to say thank you for a brief interaction we had a couple of months ago. You showed up in one of my meditations. I want to say thank you for that.
Well, all right, but you are the one that tapped into our general frequency and used us as a model for what you were interacting with. It wasn't me specifically.
Okay, right. Excellent. Well, since the title of this transmission is called Breaking News, I would like to start with a question that is related to the media. Last year, a mainstream TV station in Denmark, in Copenhagen, where I reside, reached out to me and wanted to join a UFO contact event, a C5 skywatch. And they went with me, the camera crew, and we went out to the forest and filmed some stuff. So my question is, when this program gets broadcasted, like what effect will it have on the general public here in Denmark?
Every single time that kind of information is presented to your public, it adds to the layers that will allow your public to begin to accept the reality of our existence more and more and more. So every little bit helps. Every little bit adds to the overall effect of opening up to the idea that open contact with other civilizations, awareness of the existence of other civilizations other than your own, is relatively close at hand.
Excellent. So looking forward to that. So we usually do it in a forest just north of Copenhagen, and I have some questions regarding that specific location. We are anchoring the contact energy there, but I would like to know if you can suggest maybe a more ideal place to do UFO contact in Copenhagen or in Denmark in general.
Wherever you are attracted to be, that's where you should be.
Excellent.
You have to rely on your instincts and your own intuition during that process.
Great, excellent. So my next question is regarding how the preparers can collaborate more physically with the precursors, and this is very exciting. And I know, following the formula, that obviously that will manifest. But do you have any suggestions for we the preparers or people in general, how we can manifest a more of a physical interaction with the precursors?
You can begin by being attracted to a particular area in your cities, finding a place that is comfortable to stand or sit for a relatively long period of time, at least an hour, if not more, and just start observing the people passing by. No expectations, no insistences, don't project anything on them. Just let it be evident and obvious if and when a precursor might walk by, might show up, might notice you, and you might notice them in the unusual energy, the unusual physical appearance they may have. But again, don't second guess yourself. It's very similar to the idea of the rule of thumb for observing a UFO. If it isn't obvious that it's a UFO, then it isn't. So if it isn't obvious, really obvious, that it's a precursor, then it's not. But you will know it when you see it. So sitting quietly in a calm state and just putting it out there as an invitation to walk by, to pay attention to one another, to exchange the idea of invitation, will be the first step toward making direct contact with some of the precursors. And do not be surprised if it doesn't happen right away. Days, weeks, months may go by without such a contact. And that's why we say, don't project. Don't come back and say, oh, I saw 3 precursors today. No, you didn't. Because it would be very obvious when you do encounter one, and that will usually be sufficient. For now, single to single contact is going to be the more common form of preparer and precursor exchange. They may not engage you in any dialogue. It'll just be something that exists as an energy between you. It may be very brief, But sitting quietly and sending out the invitation with love, with gentility, with kindness, with openness will be the first step. And then see what you get. All right?
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. I will move on to some questions regarding hybrid children.
Yes.
A year and a half ago, I was told that I had 23 hybrid children. And so a year and a half has gone by, and I'm curious to know if it's still 23 or if I have more hybrid children nowadays.
Well, this is the way it works. Again, depending on the amount of genetic material in any hybrid child would be the determiner as to whether you can actually call them yours or not. But genetic material is generally spread among hundreds, if not thousands, of hybrids. So the idea that you may have 23 is simply an indication of a higher amount of genetic material in those particular children. So that would remain generally stable.
Okay, great. So about 5 years ago, I was in Africa doing some work, and I connected with this lovely little girl, and I had this strong sensation that she was my daughter, or somehow we were related. Are we somehow related on a higher plane, or I don't know, hybridization or something?
You may be part of the same soul family, but at the same time, you may have felt the familiarity because she herself may have strong connections to the hybrid children. So she might have acted in a sense as a simulacrum or a symbol or a representation of their energy for you.
Wow, amazing, because I simply cannot forget her. I often send her love and lights, and
all right.
Yeah.
That can strengthen your connection to the hybrid children as well by using her as a symbol to make that connection energetically.
Great. Okay, so it's not like I'm her mom in some sense. It's not like that.
No.
Okay. Thank you so much, because that has really been on my mind.
Oh.
Thank you so much. Thank you
so
much, Bashar, for this interaction. Love you so much.
It is our passion and our pleasure, our unconditional.
Hello, Bashar. This is Rokas from Lithuania, and I'd like to ask you, you say that the newborns on this planet are a different species. Do you mean that because they are hybrids with the Greys? Or is it because they simply express more of the markers, genetic markers that were shut down or suppressed by the Anunnaki and the different genetic mutations before that? And if they are a new species because they are hybrids with the Greys, when did this phenomena start? Were there any such hybrids before the 20th century and in any meaningful number, or did it start somewhere in the middle of the 20th century?
Yes, to the idea that it's more about the genetic markers opening up. And the idea is that it did begin to some degree around the 1920s, but it accelerated greatly in the 1980s.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
I would like to ask about the Tic Tac.
Tic Tac.
Oh, yeah, Tic Tac. The Tic Tac craft.
Yes.
Is that, so they go under the water like a submarine?
Yes,
and
that's what we've called them.
Yeah, do they also go on land?
Well, they can float above the ground.
Okay. But they can't land in the woods somewhere?
Oh, they can land. Yes, of course.
On land. Okay.
Yes, they can land on land. Yes.
All right. I was just checking because you said that sometimes they land in the woods and acclimate to the earth there, right?
They'll land wherever they wish.
All right. Could you tell me something that that they're doing on there right now that might be interesting to us?
Doing on what?
On the Tic Tac craft.
Well, they are preparing for the idea of the eventual arrival of the hybrid children.
I was wondering if you could give me a specific activity they're doing, like if you could remote view inside there.
Well, showing you their craft more often is one of the preparing ways they have, letting you get used to the fact that you're going to see more of them. That's one of the major steps.
Well, what are they doing? Like, what kind of activities do they do inside the craft?
When they are in the craft, they are usually in observation mode, recording mode. They're taking readings of energy shifts, energy vibrational frequencies to see how close they're getting to the idea of acceptance.
Do they look out the windows?
They can. They're not obvious windows, but parts of the craft can become transparent when necessary.
Oh, okay.
They may not even look transparent to you, but they may be transparent to them.
Are they having fun on that ship?
Of course.
Just doing their observations?
Yes.
Okay.
And what it is they are observing.
So that's fun to them? What
they wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't.
All right. Now, is there any association between the hybrid children and faceted gems or diamonds and other types of gems?
Well, there can be, in the sense that we've always said that the hybrid children will more often than not take names from nature. Gems are a part of nature. They are fascinated by all aspects of nature, especially because they've been living in the ships for so long.
Okay. Is there any symbolic meaning of a diamond in relationship to the hybrid children?
Yes. They see it symbolically, when they care to, as the perfect alignment moment when the hybrid children can live among you openly.
Okay. All right. Now, with the gray timeline that most of us have parallel incarnations with, they didn't have all of these UFO sightings or extraterrestrial beings being channeled, did they?
Some, but in many cases, it wasn't really amplified or focused upon in the way that your world is focusing upon it.
So when we actually do have open ET contact, would you say that would be a confirmation that we've shifted from the path of destruction?
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would, but I just wanted...
Right, then.
Okay, great. That's a good marker then. But
Yes.
We still... I mean, do you... Even now that we've focused on it more than they have, that's also...
The ones who are focused on it will, if they choose to, continue to navigate through versions of Earth that will probably lead to open contact. So yes, in general, it doesn't mean you don't always have the choice to go in another direction, but it becomes more and more probable, based on your focus now, that you will continue to focus in that way and shift yourself to the world, the versions of Earth that have open contact already. Yes.
Okay. Is there any one challenge that you would recommend to us that would help us shift as a collective onto a more positive timeline to transform that challenge?
Yes, and that would be understanding the formula more precisely.
Okay. Which aspect? The insistence on the
all of it. All of it.
Understanding the formula more precisely.
Yes, every aspect of it.
Okay. Would that...
For example, we may say, follow your passion, act on your passion. But what goes with that is what we've also explained is, what is passion? Where does it come from? And we have explained that it is the message in energy sent by the higher mind to guide you, so that the sensation is translated from your physical body into the sensation of passion. That's what passion is. It's the higher mind saying, this is you. This is the next step. This is your path. So it's not only about acting on it, it's about understanding what it is and why it's important. So that understanding, that depth of understanding, and even deeper, must be held in the mind, in the understanding of the being for every single aspect. Why does it work that way? Why is that important? How does it work together as a holistic system? All those things must be understood multidimensionally in the same moment in order to use it precisely. In other words, it has to be completely within you. It has to be in your behavior. It has to be in your knowingness. It has to be, as you say poetically, in your bones. And that only comes with a deeper understanding of the different aspects.
Okay, I think one of the challenges I've noticed in myself and perhaps other people is even before you get to using the formula, it's like discerning what your actual excitement is in each moment.
Yes, but again, as we said, it's also understanding that that's not that difficult. It's not about overcomplicating it. It's not about having a giant career or an amazing project all the time. It's about at every moment just acting on the thing that contains even just the smallest amount of excitement or attractiveness or curiosity than any other option, and acting on that next. That's all it takes. And that's why we say you have to have a clear and precise understanding of this.
Okay. Well, I look forward to exploring that more.
All right.
Listen to this again. So
All right.
thank you very much for this interaction.
Thank you.
I love you very much.
Our unconditional love to you as well. Good day.
Good day.
I have 3 questions for you. The first one is why law of attraction actually works. I mean, I think I understand what it is and I've seen it actually works, but I don't understand why. I can think of a situation in which 2 things of the same vibration don't attract each other, or 2 things of different vibration don't repel each other. I mean, I can also think of that possibility. Why law of attraction works.
Yes, we can explain it mechanically, but on the other hand, you will have to investigate the specific reasons why something may appear to work or not work, because it may have to do with the belief systems of those individuals having the experience. But mechanically speaking, first and foremost, while it is generally correct that you need to be the frequency of the thing you wish to attract in order to attract it, because you have to be on the same wavelength of something to experience it, the difference in what most people understand about the law of attraction is they think they have to learn to generate that frequency to attract what they truly need in life. You don't have to learn it. It's automatic. It's your core frequency, and it's always being given off, and it's always attracting what you need. It may not attract what you want, because what you want may be the product of a negative ego, or just an assumption that certain things are what you need when they're not. But the idea is it's not about learning to give off that frequency to attract what you need. It's about not getting in your way. It's about letting go of negative beliefs and fear-based beliefs that might be preventing what your core vibration is attempting to attract from getting to you. So the real secret of the law of attraction is you just have to get the negative vibrations, the negative beliefs out of the way and clear up those ideas that may be impeding the attraction that is automatically being sent out from your core frequency to the things you need in life, and understanding the difference between what you